Now on CoastTV News.
Milford marijuana measures how the city will regulate where and when recreational pot can be sold.
Ocean View looks to snuff out public smoking, how locals feel about a possible ban.
Crest clash, a political showdown with a side of butter over in Maryland.
And a chair gone rogue. A lifeguard stand drifts to Fenwick Island. We'll tell you how it ended up over 100 miles from home.
And I'm tracking more cloud cover into our Thursday. Slightly milder, slightly muggier, and an unsettled stretch of weather by week's end. And the latest on Hurricane Helene coming up in my full forecast.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Should it be sold? Where should it be sold? And when should it be sold? Milford mulling over retail marijuana options. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
And I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight focused on the city of Milford, one of the few communities on Delmarva that has not completely shut down the idea of retail pot shops.
The Milford City Council held a workshop today to discuss their plans for licensing and zoning of recreational marijuana stores.
Right now, there's only medical marijuana dispensaries in Milford, but as CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, there's a lot more work to be done before any recreational stores are ready to open.
Marijuana in Milford. If that's your jam, pretty soon you might be able to pick some up down at a corner pot shop. The City Council met Wednesday to debate whether or not they want to allow the sale of cannabis and consider the conditions that would come with it. Kevin Block lives in Milford and he doesn't see the harm.
It'd be a safer option, and there's already dispensaries and anybody can get a medical card.
But he does think regulations are important.
Have a limited amount of permits and, it may be beneficial to the downtown economy.
Milford Planning Director Rob Pierce says the city is going to take some time to make sure everyone is on the same page.
The city has the ability to place conditions on some uses or prohibit certain uses or allow them. We just need to kind of figure out what direction City Council would like to go with that.
While most of our coastal communities have outright banned the sale of recreational marijuana, Milford seems to be at least entertaining the idea, though they are taking things slow. Although the Milford City Council has not made an official decision yet and won't for a little while, they're going to wait to hear from the public and the Office of Marijuana Control first. The first public comment session is scheduled for next month. In Milford, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
From pot smoke to all smoke, Ocean View wants to change and limit where people can puff and exhale. A potential ordinance could ban all types of smoking in public places, giving the police power to then enforce the bans. People told CoastTV that in Ocean View they tend to fall on both sides of this subject.
An entire ban is sort of extreme in my eyes. Like, we're at the park here, I see the signs. That to me makes sense.
I think it's a great idea. I'd really like to have a smoke-free park. I'd like to have a smoke-free world.
This brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, where should coastal town permit smoking?
And so far, it seems like we're pretty split up on the answers here. 20% saying anywhere outside, 37% saying only in designated spaces, but the most of you, 43%, say nowhere in public. You think if you're going to smoke, just smoke at home.
And this one's actually pretty close, so you should go online right now. You can be a part of the conversation. Vote at coasttv.com or use our CoastTV mobile app.
Well, 2 teenagers from Millsboro are facing serious charges after an armed robbery at a convenience store. State police say the 15-year-olds entered the Uncle Willie's store on John J. Williams Highway last week, demanded money and tobacco, and fled with cash. One of the teens turned himself in on September 23rd, and the second did the same thing the next day. Both are now being held at Stevenson House Detention Center on secured bonds. They face several felony charges, including armed robbery and possession of a firearm during a crime.
New tonight, there will be no government shutdown, at least not in the near future. A government funding measure was passed by Congress today. It made it through both the House and the Senate with ease. The legislation will also provide $231 million in additional money for the Secret Service, but it does not include a proposal that would require Americans nationwide to show proof of citizenship to register to vote. Congress passed the measure before both chambers adjourn this week. Lawmakers will return to Washington, but not until after the November 5th election. The bill is now headed to President Biden to be signed into law.
The gloves came off at the Taw's Crab and Clam Bake in Chrisfield today. On your screen now is video of an altercation between supporters of former Governor Larry Hogan and union protesters. The union interrupted Hogan as he met with attendees, including Miss Wheelchair Maryland. But union members said that was never their intention. Hogan is facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks to fill an open U.S. Senate seat. Both candidates say today was about hearing the concerns of Eastern Shore voters.
The whole time I was governor, when I first ran in 2014, I said no longer was the Eastern Shore going to be forgotten and neglected, that we were going to, make sure that they got their seat at the table, and that's exactly what happened for 8 years. I don't think anyone's ever focused on the shore more.
I am not unfamiliar with the areas of families on the Eastern Shore. I've been here many, many times. The need to have access to health care. I understand here on the shore that there's been a real concern around specialists who can provide the kind of health care that is necessary, having transportation investment.
And flooding played only a minor role in today's festivities. Organizers say one vendor tent had to be moved due to the rising water there in Chrisfield. Let's take a live look now into the Lewis area. Our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, joins us now for a look at the weather. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Christina and Charlie. Yeah, we had a lot of cloud cover in play once again today. We saw a few areas of drizzle, some showers. Right now we are rain free, but there is plenty of it back off to the west. There's a warm front that we're tracking that's going to move in through the overnight and into our Thursday, and then more rain chances down the road. Highs today below average, 74 Georgetown. We saw 73 Cambridge, 73 Ocean City, 73 in Salisbury. So we're going to be milder, muggier tomorrow as we're going to see that warm front push through. Despite cloud cover, we're going to get temperatures in the lower 80s, and Hurricane Helene intensifying in the Gulf, expecting to make landfall in the Big Bend of Florida this time tomorrow night, and we are going to feel some effects from that system as far as rain is concerned. I'll break down the latest rainfall totals and the latest timing on that rain as we push towards the weekend in my full forecast here in just a few minutes. Christina?
Chris, thank you. New tonight at 11, usually when you think about rockets, you think about giant boosters powering a spaceship through the sky. You certainly don't tend to think about the centuries-old technology of a barge. But a boat ramp in Accomack County is drawing the attention of a global rocket company. Rocket Lab, which utilizes Wallops Island down in Virginia, wants to use barges to transport their rockets to the Eastern Shore. One spot they're looking at is the Queen Sound boat ramp near Chincoteague, though that would be a Plan B option. Some are worried about the size of a ramp and any added traffic to the area, but Chincoteague's mayor, he seems to be on board.
Hopefully they would do it in the middle of the night when it's less travel. They would also work into that plan having people staged on Chincoteague just in case the causeway was closed. If we had an emergency, there would be people over there to staff it.
None of this is going to happen quickly. The Accomack County's administrator says it's still just an idea at this point.
The tide may be changing in the upcoming blue crab harvesting season in Virginia. The Virginia Marine Resources Commission voted not to reopen the winter harvest. That is a reversal from a previous decision. The winter dredge primarily targets female crabs. The ban was originally put into place in 2008 to protect low crab population numbers. But VMRC says changes could still be coming. It's possible the commission would extend the 2025 season by starting early in March and ending in late December. Watermen from other parts of the bay say that's a big concern.
We're going to extend their season other ways, which is probably going to, change our market, change our prices in the spring, which is going to hurt Maryland watermen. So we're not for that either.
The VMRC says it will continue to look into the possibility of opening the winter crab dredge season in the future. As for that extension, the commission is set to vote on that at the end of the next month in Virginia.
Fears of a regional war in the Middle East are growing, with Israeli military leaders signaling that a ground invasion into Lebanon could be on the horizon.
Thousands are fleeing southern Lebanon as Israel and Hezbollah militants ramp up cross-border exchanges of fire.
As NBC's Alice Barr reports, the U.S. and allies gathered for the United Nations General Assembly are pressing for a diplomatic path away from a wider war.
Spiraling conflict today in the Middle East as Israeli military leaders warn troops to prepare for a possible ground offensive into Lebanon to push Hezbollah militants back from the border, despite U.S. calls for calm.
We've been working tirelessly with partners to avoid a full-blown war.
Cross-border airstrikes are ramping up, Israel killing hundreds in Lebanon, displacing tens of thousands. Hezbollah targeting Tel Aviv for the first time ever, with missiles Israel intercepted. All amid growing concerns Israel is not sharing detailed military plans with the U.S.
It's always nice not to be surprised.
We have very close daily consultations with the U.S. administration. They know what we're doing by and large.
Iran, which backs Hezbollah, looms over the conflict, and today there are new revelations on another front. Former President Trump's campaign saying intelligence officials have briefed him on real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate him. The campaign calling it an effort to sow chaos ahead of the election.
We've been threatened very directly by Iran.
That as the former president in North Carolina and Vice President Harris in Pennsylvania are both zeroing in on the economy affecting Americans at home.
Ask yourself, is anything less expensive than it was 4 years ago?
We will identify common sense solutions to help Americans buy a home, start a business, and build wealth.
While escalating violence abroad in the Middle East and Ukraine dominates discussions among world leaders at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
In his address to the UN today, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky asked world leaders for more support and warned of the threat of Russian strikes posing to nuclear power plants. Zelensky is set to meet tomorrow with President Biden and Vice President Harris, though likely not former President Trump.
We are just getting going here this evening.
Still to come tonight, password crackdown. Disney is tightening its rules on account sharing. What this could mean for your account. But first, Hurricane Helene intensifies, where experts say the storm could make landfall next.
And we're going to be in the cloud cover once again tomorrow, both Cambridge and Chrisfield, an uptick in humidity. Can't rule out an isolated shower chance, but we are going to see increasing rain chances over the next few days. And on the latest track on Hurricane Helene, we'll be back in just 60 seconds.
This is my legacy.
The Camry legacy is earned through decades of continuous improvement. For timeless cars and lasting memories. Right now, buy a Camry with 3.99% APR.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 Denali models. That's over $6,400 in average finance savings. We are professional grade GMC.
Well, we've had the cloudy skies over the last 3 days, and we're going to continue to see the cloud cover tomorrow, and then we're going to increase those rain chances as we roll into the end of the week. Ocean City right now, live from our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam, where it is 71 degrees, winds out of the southeast at about 7 miles an hour, and we're seeing temperatures right now around 71 at the coast, and we're not really going to fall off much from where we're at right here due to the cloud cover and those the warm front moving through tonight. Now, we do still have that coastal flood advisory that is in effect through Thursday at 11 for that inundation at the lower areas of along the bay as well as the ocean side during high tide cycles. This has been going on for over the last week, and we do have a small craft advisory up through 6 o'clock tomorrow. Now, we are rain-free at the moment. Plenty of rain back off to the west. This is going to bypass us, but we are going to see showers filter in Friday. 74 degrees was our high today. 3 degrees below the average of 77. 92 is the record set back in 1970. As I mentioned, cloudy skies overnight, a muggy night, only bottoming out around that 70-degree mark. So it's a cloudy start, and we're going to see plenty of clouds throughout the day, but we're going to see more of a southwesterly flow kick in, and that is going to allow temperatures to get up to around that 80-degree mark. Can't rule out an isolated shower in the afternoon, but I think most of us stay on the dry side, and we continue to see the cloud cover into Friday. Can't rule out a spotty shower throughout Friday morning, but I think the main rain action comes in Friday night. South to north, could see a few tropical-like downpours roll through, so that could mean some damp, wet conditions for any football games Friday night, and then we're going to continue those rain chances into the weekend. We're going to see a front kind of stall out, and then we're going to see remnant moisture from Helene kind of get enhanced over the area, and it's going to kind of be a blocking pattern because we're going to keep that shower threat really in play Monday through Tuesday. Now, rainfall right now, generally about a ½ inch to an inch Friday night through Sunday. Now, we're going to kind of fine-tune that over the next few days. Now, we do have the Walk for Prostate Cancer. Rain or shine, we'll be out there at Cape Henlopen State Park. Join Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, be the Grand Marshal. I'll be out there, and it should be a good time for a good cause out there on Sunday. There's Helene, beginning to intensify. We're at a Category 1 right now. This system is going to continue to expand, and you can see become a Category 4 hurricane, making landfall sometime around 8 o'clock tomorrow in the Big Bend of Florida, and then it just kind of meanders in the Tennessee River Valley. Congratulations to our umbrella winner, Ed Milowicki of Lewis, Delaware. And there you see that unsettled Paul Davis 7-day as we keep rain chances in play through the start of next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, Chris was just talking about it, and we have more on the rapidly intensifying Hurricane Helene. Now it's heading towards Florida.
It's forecasting to strengthen into a catastrophic Category 4 hurricane ahead of landfall. The storm currently has 5 states under emergency declarations.
Michael Yoshida is in Florida with the latest on the storm.
Hurricane Helene getting stronger. Wednesday evening, the National Hurricane Center upped its forecast for the storm, predicting Helene will be a Category 4 before it makes landfall Thursday afternoon.
In many areas to the south are already beginning to feel the impact from the storm.
Part of that impact, tropical storm force winds, stretching more than 400 miles and rain lashing the Keys in southern Florida. Helene is expected to hit near Apalachicola, Florida, but much of Florida and parts of Georgia will also experience strong winds and several inches of rain.
So when those trees start to topple, they take lines down with them, and I think we're going to see some significant power outages, probably nothing like we've seen because it's 159 counties wide.
Forecasters are gauging Helene's storm surge potentially climbing to 20 feet along some parts of the coast. Experts say it will likely be the strongest hurricane to hit the U.S. in over a year. Many veterans of previous hurricanes like Ian and Idalia are opting to stay put.
I always draw up lots of water ahead of time, make sure I got food in the house.
If you're a godly person, pray.
The clock running out for those trying to prepare.
It's essentially you've got tomorrow to prep. After tomorrow, you need to be able to shelter and hunker in place until it's passed.
In Steinhatchee, Florida, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Still to come, Diddy documentary. The besieged music mogul is the subject of a new doc that looks into decades of bad behavior.
And up next, famous voices in your phone. Meta's new chatbot upgrades will let you communicate with what sounds like a few A-list stars.
The bold, creamy smoothness of Hardee's new cold brew coffee with the made-from-scratch goodness of Hardee's famous breakfast. A delicious new way to power your morning. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
The work we do at Delaware Electric Cooperative is driven by one goal: providing our members with the most affordable and reliable power possible. The co-op is committed to maintaining and improving our system through the use of innovative technologies. Our Beat the Peak program helps keep rates affordable when the cost to produce power is highest. Each year, we give back capital credits to our members as a return on their investment in us. At DEC, members matter most. And that's why we keep the lights on.
Get up to $15,000 off during Jeep Adventure Days at McGee Motors.
Not just any Jeep, the legendary Wrangler 4x is now up to $15,000 off.
Or drive a Jeep Compass Limited now just $239 a month.
Hold on, y'all. It's also Ram Power Days with up to $12,000 off Ram 1500s.
Or get the new 2025 Bighorn for just $369 a month.
Only during Ram Power Days
and Jeep Adventure Days
at McGee Motors in Georgetown, a family tradition since 1948.
The greatest meal deal for your buck? Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with your choice of 2 full-size favorites, plus fries and a drink, all for just $6.99. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
We're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is bringing more celebrity voices and upgrades to its AI chatbot.
The next total solar eclipse is on August 12th, 2026.
Meta collaborated with actors like Judi Dench, John Cena, Keegan-Michael Key, Kristen Bell, and Awkwafina. The actors will train the chatbot to replicate their voices. Another new feature is users can now have real-time conversations with the chatbot and choose from a selection of celebrity voices. Among the other notable announcements on Wednesday, Meta will now let social media influencers make AI versions of themselves.
In an effort to protect their bottom line, Disney is officially cracking down on password and account sharing. Disney Plus basic account holders will be able to add an extra user for $6.99 per month. For Disney Plus premium accounts, adding a user will cost an extra $9.99 a month. Only one extra member will be allowed per account, and it is not available as a part of the Disney bundle. If you're wondering how Disney will know if your account sharing, well, the company said that it will monitor things like subscription activity, linked devices, and internet connection.
A docu-series about Sean Diddy Combs is already coming to Netflix. Executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson says the series will focus on sexual assault and abuse allegations against Diddy, as well as the sex trafficking and racketeering charges he's currently facing. 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton say the docu-series will span decades, and it will give a voice to the voiceless. A release date has not been announced. Diddy is currently behind bars after being arrested on September 16th. The 54-year-old was indicted on charges of racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. He has pleaded not guilty.
Coming up in sports, Odessa field hockey vying to stay undefeated against a tough Concord team. Our DSN crew has highlights.
And next, the long, strange journey of a big red chair. Where this lifeguard stand started out, where it ended up, and what the future for it holds.
And we're going to continue to see cloudy skies into our Thursday. We are going to see higher humidity levels, temperatures right around the low 80s. So maybe you could squeeze in around a golf. Can't rule out an isolated shower. More rain chances, though, are coming up. I'll show you that 10-day forecast a little bit later on.
We salute Brandon Givens. Brandon Givens, a dedicated member of the Laurel Fire Department since his cadet days, has continually risen through the ranks, mentoring and inspiring many along the way. His commitment extends beyond firefighting. He also serves as a Sussex County paramedic. Born into a family deeply rooted in fire and emergency medical services, Brandon's legacy includes his late father, Mark, who was a fire police in Laurel, and his late brother, Eric, a firefighter in the same department. His mother served as an ambulance associate, and his youngest brother is a 911 dispatcher. We salute Brandon Givens for his service, leadership, and the profound impact he has on both his community and family.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV, are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Join us for the Kickoff to Savings sales event going on right now at Preston Ford. Get $12,000 in savings off MSRP on select 2023 Ford F-150s. Save $9,000 off MSRP on a new 2023 Ford Bronco Badlands. These are just some of the deals. Explore a huge inventory online at PrestonFord.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Preston Ford, located at the corner of Route 318 and 331. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
I'm Mark Stevens from Hartley, Delaware, and I utilize the USDA's Wetland Reserve Easement Program to improve wildlife habitat for deer, waterfowl, and other wildlife while improving water quality. If you have at least 10 acres of woods or wet, unproductive cropland, you may be eligible for compensation to restore and protect the wetlands on your property. To learn more about the Wetland Reserve Easement Program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Feel the rush of adventure and the thrill of incredible savings at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $2,700 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,400 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Here at the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in countertops, to not only ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
When I came into the Delmarva Design Center and see that big collection of slabs, that makes really the decision seamless.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Well, this red lifeguard chair was found on the Fenwick Island beach this week.
But it wasn't a Fenwick chair, wasn't a locals, wasn't from down the street. In fact, it made its way all on its own, all the way from New Jersey.
Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zippe shows us how the chair washed up on our coast and what's happening next.
When you're at the beach, you'll be sure to see a great view, some seagulls, and even some sea life. But what some people found this week was a red lifeguard chair that washed up on shore, something Fenwick Island local Craig Aiken was shocked to hear.
It's the first time I've ever heard of anything like that.
The Fenwick Island police say the lifeguard chair washed up on shore near Lewis Street on Monday.
We started an investigation. We put it out on our Facebook page. Hey, anybody know who uses red lifeguard chairs? And we were led to New Jersey.
Chief Morrissey says they've spoken with authorities in Ship Bottom, New Jersey, and he says rip currents brought the chair from there to Fenwick Island, which is a total of 118 miles. With the medical waste showing up on shore earlier this month, Aiken thinks there might be some connections.
I guess that makes you draw the conclusion or wonder if all the medical waste came from the same place, but somebody who got more knowledge about it, I'm sure, can figure that all out.
The Fenwick police stated that this was one of several New Jersey chairs lost at sea and hopes everyone at the beach stays alert. I'm Kevin Zippe in Fenwick Island, Coast TV News.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. In Delaware field hockey action today, Odessa looking to stay undefeated while hosting Concord. First quarter, Ducks Corner and Sophia Ridgeway tries to feed it in front. It misses everyone, but finds the back of the cage anyway. Ducks up 1-0. First half, Raiders Corner. A beautiful feed across, but it just misses the stick of Ellie Lucy. It's still 1-0 Odessa. Late in the half, Odessa's Caroline Perry comes in to take the ball away from the Raiders and heads for the cage. A group of defenders comes to close in. She can't get a shot off. 1-0 still. Odessa, third quarter, Olivia Orndorff intercepts a Raiders pass and gives it to Perry for the shot attempt, but it ricochets off a stick and goes wide. Odessa keeps coming, Ducks corner, and it's given to Hannah O'Grady, who rips it from deep, but it goes off the pad of Emmy Powell for the crucial stop. Same score in the fourth. Raiders needing an answer. Anna Furco sends a missile towards the cage, but it goes off a defender's stick, gets it back in front again for another attempt, but this one is denied as well. Odessa finishes off the stop and clear, and they take this game 1-0 and move to 6-0 on the season with their fourth shutout of the year. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
There's DNA. Then there's heavy-duty DNA. HDNA. It's engineered into every aspect of the GMC Sierra HD. With the pulling power to prove it. Tow hitches of the world, prepare for glory. Get 5.9% APR for 84 months on Sierra heavy-duty Denali models. That's over $5,300 in average finance savings.
Thursday through Monday only, it's time to save some serious money during Johnny Janasik's 5-day sale. Through Monday only, get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, plus an extra $100 off your purchase of $9.99 or more, and get 0% APR financing for 3 years. Get this gorgeous Chofa, now only $1199.95, or this beautiful Queen panel bed, only $788.95. But hurry, the 5-day sale ends Monday at Johnny Janasik.
The American black duck is an iconic species, well known throughout the Delmarva Peninsula. Although the population is currently stable, they're well below their population goals and they're considered a species of concern. The USDA Natural Resources Conservation Service looks to increase and restore black duck habitat throughout the Delmarva Peninsula.
I utilize the Working Lands for Wildlife program to help transform a low-lying wet area into waterfowl habitat.
To learn more about the Working Lands for Wildlife program, contact your local USDA Service Center.
Your Ford dealer presents Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. The intelligently designed F-150 truck with hands-free highway driving. Want more? Visit your local Ford dealer. Now get $3,900 for 60 months plus $3,750 cash back on Ford F-150.
This economy has been hard on our wallets, but not on Angela Alsobrooks. CNN reports she dodged at least $16,000 in property taxes, illegally taking tax deductions she didn't qualify for. She even took a benefit meant for low-income seniors. But Alsobrooks wants us to pay more, including higher Social Security taxes. Angela Alsobrooks, higher taxes for you, illegal tax breaks for her. Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Happening this weekend, Golden Retrievers will be taking over the beach in Dewey and Rehoboth. It's a special event that supports the Golden Retriever Lifetime Study. Hundreds of Goldens, including some part of that study, will enjoy a Friday night parade, a beach day on Saturday, and a bonfire that night.
And the cloud cover is going to continue tomorrow. We are looking at milder air, though, as a warm front pushes through. Temperatures reaching around 69 to start the day, and then I'm headed home. 81, cloudy skies with an isolated shower possible. Now with the cloud cover in play, well, we're going to see low to medium UV index over really the next 5 days, as we're expecting a lot of cloud cover and shower activity, especially Friday night through the weekend. And you get your forecast at any time by calling our First Alert weather phone at 443-880-9100. Bardman, Dallas, Brockstead, and Federico are your sponsors. Now, your Paul Davis 10-day shows the milder air tomorrow. Now, we are tracking some remnant moisture from Helene, potentially working in here Friday night into Saturday. Scattered showers, and then we keep the scattered shower threat in place Sunday as well. And unfortunately, continues in the next week. We could be in a bit of a blocking pattern as we see that moisture continue into next week. And then we finally dry things out by the middle to the end of next week.
Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's coming up next.
Join us tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.